Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Dr. Boyce TV, the home for intelligent Black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and today I want to talk about Ice Cube. Ice Cube was recently in the news because he was attacked by idiots, and yeah, go ahead and say that they were idiots because you're not gonna believe what I tell you. Basically, there are these people who seem to believe that people should not have options. There are Black people who believe that we should have our vote suppressed in every election. There are Black people who believe that Black people don't have the right to choose. There are Black people who believe that Black people should be forced the same thing. There are Black people who believe that anybody who thinks for themselves and does something different should be executed, which is kind of what the Klan has done to Black people for a time. It's kind of what white supremacists do to people, Black people. It's kind of what oppressors do. Now the oppressor is us. Now the people that we are dealing with as our biggest oppressors in many cases look like us, and it's no different from the plantation. I mean, back in the day on the plantation, you had you had overseers who were Black, and they pretty much would do the master's work. We take ownership of the master's work, and so recently, this is what I was seeing when I saw Ice Cube being attacked. So let me go ahead before I begin. Let me say hello to everybody. Let me know if you can hear me. Give me a yes in the chat if you can hear me okay. Dennis Spraggins, B. Lee, let's see, I see Darlene Billups Anderson. How you doing? Terry Cobb, what's going on, brother, out of Atlanta? Also, so let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm going to do the audio check. Also, just a reminder, this podcast is on Spotify. So if you have Spotify on your phone, just go into Spotify, look up Boyce Watkins, and you can find the Dr. Boyce breakdown, and you'll find me on Spotify. What's going on, Arturio, and plenty of empty-headed individuals on Earth? Yes, that is a great answer. All right, so let's jump into this. So let me just tell you why I had to jump in and just throw my 2 cents into this conversation. You guys have seen Ice Cube on this platform. He's a good guy. We talked several times, and I like him. He was one of my favorite rappers most of my life, and but I was really impressed with him when he came up with his contract with Black America. I don't know if anybody saw the contract with Black America, but basically it's a well-written document that he didn't write himself. He was smart enough to reach out to scholars and experts and thinkers in the Black community. He reached out to intelligent Black people and just created a document that I was super impressed with. At the time I did a review about the contract with Black America, I didn't know Ice Cube. I knew he was a great rapper, but I didn't know how he was politically. To be honest with you, he has friends that politically I don't agree with. I didn't agree when Dr. Dre gave all that money to USC because USC is rich. USC does not need Dr. Dre's money. HBCUs need that money, right? So not to say Dr. Dre isn't doing other good work in other areas. I don't want to be harsh, but at the same time, we have to be honest. We need to be honest and still love each other, even if we disagree. So anyway, Cube did this contract with Black America. I really liked it. It was really good. It was really well written. I encourage you to feel free to take a look at that because it's really done well. I mean, I was reading and I said, whoa, this brother really went and did his research. And I respect that. I appreciated that. So let me tell you why I decided to come in and talk about this. Well, I was watching this channel called the Black Diaspora channel. Phil is the brother that runs that channel. I like Phil a lot. He's a very good guy. And I'm going to use some of the content from Phil's channel to kind of show you what was really going down. So basically, Cube had done some interviews, I guess, recently, and he was speaking about Black politics. And he was basically explaining that Black people have voted for the Democratic Party for years. And let me take that down. Sorry, wrong quote. They've been voting for the Democratic Party for decades, and nothing has changed. That was one thing he said. He said that Black people have been voting for Democrats since the beginning, and nothing has changed. Now, let's start with that statement. I'm gonna ask you all: if I said that, if I said, we've been voting for the Democrats in every election, and not much has improved in our community in terms of economics, we've been voting for the Democratic Party in every election. We haven't gotten better in terms of education. We've been voting for the Democratic Party in every election. We haven't gotten better in terms of having stronger families or stronger, safer communities. Would you agree with that? Give me a yes or no if you agree with that statement. Let me know if you agree. And I want to start there because I think it's really critical that we start from the truth. I don't think now Ken says not a true statement. Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. And I want to make it clear that we have room for the Kens in the room. We are not here to oppress you the way some of these other people are here to suppress you. We're not here to suppress your vote, Ken. If you like Joe Biden and you feel that he's the best option for you and your family, then I say vote for Joe Biden. But I also want to say this, and I hope that you can agree with me on this, Ken, and I hope everybody else can agree that Black people who want to do something different have the right to do something different? Can we at least agree that black people should be free? Can we at least agree that black people should have the right to do what they want without persecution, without being attacked? Can we at least agree on that? I mean, if we can't even agree on that, then that's tough because because then you're getting into a deeper problem in the community where you've literally got black people who don't want black people to have freedom and options. You literally have black people who don't want other black people to be free, and that bothers me. That really concerns me because that is a type of Stockholm syndrome when you don't allow other black people to do what they want to do, and you feel somehow that every time a black person says, "I don't want to be a Democrat," that you're going to go and attack them and say, "Ha ha, see, they're just a Trump supporter. They're in Trump's pocket." Well, you know what that makes you? That makes you a Democratic Party operative. We got a whole lot of Democratic Party operatives. These are black people that exist in the community who might as well be FBI, CIA agents, whose sole job, because somebody's paying them, is to make sure that they suppress the black vote. Their job is to make sure black people never have a choice. Their job is to make sure black people are forced to do the same thing. Their job is to push false narratives like, well, if you don't vote for black people, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. If you don't vote for Biden, then you ain't black. That's what they do. That's what the Democratic Party operatives do. And you got a lot of them. I mean, some of them have big platforms, and some of them, their main job is to find people like Ice Cube and to attack them and to just, well, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? The Democrats haven't done anything for black people. What are you talking about? Black people should have choice. What are you talking about? That you're not making any sense. This is crazy. You sound like a Trump supporter, right? And these Democratic Party operatives, some of them they're auditioning for jobs. They're trying to get, jobs with the party. They're hoping that they can be connected to high profile people. They're trying to get next to the best overseer. And their job is to literally do what happened on the plantation. That they go and they beat the Negro who decides to revolt against the master. Now, I'm gonna lay this up here. This is a great question. Hernandez Johnson says, "Can we agree that the Republican Party has done even less for black communities than the Democratic Party has?" I'm gonna tell you what. That's a great point, Hernandez. That's a great point. So let me ask y'all this: do black people tend to put the Republicans in office? When the Republicans get elected, do they say, "We want to thank African American women because they saved us again and put us in office"? Do the Republicans get put into office by black people? Well, the answer is no. And so the reason that your comment is fair and it makes sense, but also the reason why your comment needs to be addressed directly is because the people that owe you are the people that you support. The people you don't support don't owe you anything. So let me just keep this clear. Let me know if you understand this. Let me know if this gets through your thick head. Because some people don't get it. Some people want to be stubborn about it. If black people were all voting for the Republican Party, then we would be turning to the Republicans and saying, "What have you done for black people?" It's like if you go into a store and you give somebody $1,000, right? And you expect to get $1,000 worth of clothes in that store. And then they don't give you the clothes that you pay for, right? You gave them something, they gave you nothing in return. What if you went into that store? Pay attention now. I want you to let me know if you can follow this analogy. And you went into the store and said, "I gave you $1,000. You're supposed to give me 5 outfits for $1,000." And what if they said, "Well, that person over there, they didn't give you 5 outfits. So why should you expect us to give you 5 outfits? We're Walmart. You gave us $1,000. We don't have to give you anything. Target didn't give you anything. What did Target give you?" Well, you're gonna turn and you're gonna say, "Yeah, but I gave my $1,000 to you." Give me a yes if you're following this argument, because for some reason, politics seems to make people retarded. It makes people literally not smart enough to understand a basic argument that says that when you give something to someone, they're supposed to give you something back. That is a word called reciprocity. Everybody that can spell, type the word reciprocity in the chat. That's why this platform is for intelligent black people. If you make ridiculous arguments, I hate to say it, but you might get a little embarrassed. Reciprocity means that what I do for you, you do for me. But we don't have reciprocity. We have, I do for you, you do nothing for me. And then when I say, well, why didn't you do nothing for me? They say, well, they didn't do nothing for you. They didn't do nothing for you. Well, I didn't give them anything. If I it's like I expect my wife to be my wife. I expect my wife to take care of me as a wife does. What if every time I ask my wife, hey babe, can you mind cooking me some food or give me a back rub? And what if she said, well, that bitch down the street they ain't gave you no back rub. And that lady, you didn't ask the neighbor to give you a back rub. Well, the neighbor's not my spouse. There's my wife, by the way. I love her. She's so pretty. I love black women. And I love that black woman right there. There she is again. She's a therapist. So I need to marry a therapist because I'm half crazy my damn self. I'm black and traumatized like the rest of y'all. So she marry you a smart black woman. She can help calm you down. Anyway, so if I turned to my wife and said, hey babe, I want you, can you cook me some food and rub my back? And if she was like, well, the lady next door, why don't you ask her? She should rub your back. Well, that lady's not my wife. I don't pay bills in that lady's house. I'm not sitting next to that lady. I didn't sign a vow of marriage to the lady next door. I married you. That another term that is used in reference to that is a term called quid pro quo. Dr. Claude Anderson, bless him, smartest black man in ever, greatest black economist of all time, basically said that black people need to learn what quid pro quo actually looks like. And for whatever reason, we don't understand that. And by the way, there's one of Dr. Anderson's books. For those of y'all that don't understand this argument, who are having a hard time understanding or think I'm crazy and radical for making these points, go to powernomics.com because Dr. Anderson's book, Black Labor, White Wealth, explains in extreme detail exactly how much money white folks owe you for all the labor that your ancestors did. You had trillions of dollars worth of labor. They owe you. They should be paying you for that. So go get Black Labor, White Wealth at powernomics.com. By the way, my name is Boyce Watkins. You're watching drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent black people. This podcast is on Spotify. If you ever want to go to Spotify and check it out, just look for my name, Boyce Watkins. So let's jump back into this. Let's finish talking about Ice Cube and this whole situation. So Ice Cube made this statement, and they asked him about it on the interview, so he answered. I'm proud of him for doing that. He said, I don't know what's going on in the African-American community when it comes to that. They asked him, why do black people keep on supporting the Democrats? He said, I mean, black people have supported Democrats overwhelmingly for 50, 60 years, and nothing has changed. So something's got to change, Ice Cube replied. So what happened, in case you weren't aware, Ice Cube got together with intelligent black people, and I was one of the people I talked to Cube a lot. And he basically negotiated with both the Republicans and the Democrats. He was willing to sit down and talk to both. The Democrats were the most resistant because the Republicans are desperate to get black votes. The Democrats feel like they have black people in their pocket. So it's like a woman that's in a relationship with one man who takes her for granted, and she's dealing with another man who would do anything to get in her drawers, right? So literally, neither one of those men love you, but both of those men are going to compete for you. But one man expects you, he feels entitled to you. The other man is willing to lie to you in order to get your attention. Give me a yes, you followed that analogy. I like to use analogies to help you understand what was going on. So that was the dynamic. So I'm talking to Cube, pretty regularly. He would call me. We talked for a long time. And I remember him telling me about how the Republicans were listening and responsive because they were trying to get the black vote. They're trying to earn their way into our panties, basically, so to speak. Not that I don't wear panties. I don't roll like that, but y'all get the point. But then the Democrats were blowing him off. The Democrats were basically saying, okay, what do you want? They were like, look, we already have our Negroes in line. They're showing up for the next election. They do what they're told. We've got our drones that are gonna make sure that we get elected and we ain't got to do nothing for them. So you're literally taking something that we expect to get for free and you're asking us to pay for it. You're literally asking us to pay for a product that we get for free. We're not willing to do that. So what the Democrats did, Biden and his team told Ice Cube, we'll talk to you after the election. We'll just wait till the election's over, then we'll talk to you then. And I reached out to Cube not too long ago, and it's been 2-3 years, or however many years it's been since the last election. I said, did the Biden administration ever reach out to you? He said no. That's what he told me. So effectively, you have the Democratic Party has an interesting kind of protection. They have this collection of drones who don't question anything, who make it their job to suppress the black vote. Now, I'm not talking about everybody who votes for the Democratic Party. If you are a Democrat, then God bless you. I am not in any way disparaging your right to say and do whatever it is you want to do. I'm not in any way trying to suppress your right to vote for whatever party you believe in. So you're not in this picture. The people in this picture are the Negro operatives. The people in this picture are the sheep. The people in this picture are the angry baboons that come after black folks when they find any black person that is willing to take a chance to do something that's going to change the condition of black people. They get together and they go and they attack you, and it's not fair. It's crazy. It's the worst kind of voter suppression I've ever seen. The Republicans ain't got nothing on this because nobody suppresses the black vote more than the Negro operative who forces black people to vote for the same party every time. So give me a yes if you understand the difference. I like to confirm things. I need to confirm because one of the other things that these Negro operatives do is they love to twist your words. They love to tell a lie. They love to misinterpret everything you say, and they do this deliberately. I have seen it. I have been attacked. I've been attacked on the right and the left by this. I'm one of the few black people I know who's been attacked on both MSNBC and Fox News. I've been attacked on both. And that means I'm doing my job. If I'm getting attacked by the right and attacked by the left, that means I'm standing firmly in the middle. So fuck all of y'all. Seriously, that's where I stand. If you want to know what party Dr. Boyce is in, to be honest with you, he's in the fuck you party. And in this party, I'm basically saying, fuck you, pay me. You know what? My standing on this is very simple, and I'm not going to cuss a whole lot today. I promise you I will stop cussing. I'm trying to cut down. But today is the day for cussing. And one of my positions is pay me my reparations. Whatever party offers the biggest reparations check, that's going to be the party that gets my vote. At this point, nobody's offered a big enough check, so nobody gets my vote. I'm not a hoe. I don't come cheap. I'm not a $2 hooker. I'm not going to just follow along. You cannot scare me. Maybe it's because I have balls that are attached to my body, and that gives me the ability to not be sucked in by fear. I don't do that. And I will say this, that there are some people out here that I think are doing a reasonably good job of helping to ensure that we as black people get something better than what we've gotten before. This whole reparations conversation that's happening right now throughout the country, this conversation wouldn't be happening without those of you who've been pushing the issue. You know, I know that Ice Cube may feel stressed out about the way they misinterpreted him. Like they literally came after this poor guy and they were calling him a Republican. SNL did a skit where he had a Trump. They had a guy playing Ice Cube, the little little fat guy, Keenan, whatever his name is. He came out. He pretended to be Ice Cube and he had a Trump hat on. And the thing about it that's insane is that there was never a point. There's never been a point. You cannot find any quote anywhere where Ice Cube said, I'm a Republican. I dare you. Give me a yes or no. Has anybody seen anything anywhere where Ice Cube goes out and says, everybody, let's go vote for Trump, y'all? Has he ever done that? Has he ever made a song like, yo, I'm Ice Cube and we all need to go vote for the Republicans because the Republican get it done for black people? He doesn't do that. He's never said that. So that's the first thing you need to pay attention to. I need y'all to understand this. People that will lie to you are not your friends. So all the people, you got the Negro operatives out here that are shills for whatever for the Democratic Party for the most part. That's how they make their money. And they're going around literally attacking Cube as if he's a Republican. And he never once said, I'm a Republican. So that's how deep it goes. That's how crazy politics is. That's how illogical it is. That they will literally say that because you're not a Democrat, you must be a Republican. So here's the thing. I'm going to try to go Jesus with it real quick. I'm going to try to be like Jesus for a minute. And I'm not going to yell because sometimes I have to remind myself that I'm a college professor. And honestly, I had an IQ long before I even got my PhD. Now I'm 20. I got my doctorate 20 years ago. So I'm going to be honest with you. I had to accept the fact that I maybe see and understand things that some people don't. So I forgive them for they know not what they do. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm gonna try to calm down my language and not be mean. But what I am gonna say is that anybody who tries to tell you that not being a Democrat means you must be a Republican, that is just like somebody saying that if you don't eat at McDonald's, then that means you definitely going to Burger King. Imagine that. Imagine if every time if somebody said, how many of y'all would eat at McDonald's? How many of y'all know that McDonald's is like poisonous food that will probably kill you. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I still go to McDonald's with the kids or something every now and then. But every time I do it, I kind of do it the way I would sort of drink liquor. Like if I was drinking liquor, I'd be like, yeah, this might kill me, but it tastes good, right? So how many of you know McDonald's is like unhealthy food? Like it's like literally like one of the worst things you should be eating. You know, you should be eating like lettuce and stuff, right? And fruits and vegetables, right? So we know McDonald's is not good for us. So, but imagine if somebody said, hey, would you like to go to McDonald's? And you said, no, I prefer not to eat at McDonald's. And they say, what the fuck? You going to Burger King? Oh, so you're a Burger King eater now. Oh, is that what you are? Oh, you just gonna run for Burger King every time you. That would be the dumbest thing on earth for anybody to say. That would literally be a reflection of a very low intellect capability. Because basically what you're saying is that you can't see outside the bun. You can't see outside of McDonald's and Burger King. You literally don't understand that there are a million places you can eat besides McDonald's and Burger King. You can even grow your own food. You can go on a fast. You can eat healthy food. So ultimately, this is kind of what happens in politics. I find it utterly fascinating that there are still millions of people who think that anybody who says anything negative about the Democratic Party must be a Republican. So if anybody says that to you, like if you say something like, you know, I'm not messing with the Democrats, they haven't done anything for black people, and they say, oh, well, is Trump any better? Are the Republicans any better? Just forgive them for they know not what they do. Fear is a powerful thing. And unfortunately, a lot of our people have been crushed and brainwashed by fear. You know, a lot, and fear creates lots of sheep, lots of white sheep. And the reality is that it's the black sheeps that are going to lead the way. The black sheep are the only ones who have the guts to take the lead. The black sheep are only the ones who are the only ones who have the ability to understand what's really going on. The black sheep are the only ones who are not afraid to stand out. So, but the black sheep are rare. You know, for every 50 white sheep, there might be one black sheep. So I like talking to the black sheep. I want to talk to the intelligent black people. I want to talk to the people who can think outside the box. I'm not saying that that means you have to be a Republican or a Democrat. I'm not saying that if you're a Democrat, you can't be in that role. I'm saying that you should at least agree with me that black people have the right to be free. If we can't agree on that simple issue, then that's a problem because what you're doing is you are suppressing the black vote. Voter suppression isn't just keeping people away from the polls. Voter suppression is also when you let them in the polls and you tell them what to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? Give me a yes if you follow my logic, if you get my point, because I really want to make this point before we go into the election season, because y'all know the shenanigans are going to be heavy. But anyway, guys, my name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and and I have a new book out actually called "The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power." And one of my beliefs, one of my core beliefs, is that if Black people, B1 people, become the most economically intelligent group of people on the planet, which I know that we will, that's my goal, then we will overcome a lot of racial issues. I don't know. I've never known a black person who wasn't in a better position when they were able to increase their income or build their wealth or quit their job. Most black people I know who quit their jobs and built wealth are pretty happy black people. I want you to be happy. I want you to win. So this book is on Amazon. It's a bestseller. The reviews are great. Check out the reviews and make a decision if it works for your family. I hope you'll take a look. All right, guys. So let me finish up on this. So we're talking about Ice Cube and how Ice Cube was kind of being persecuted by by a bunch of clowns that basically felt that because Ice Cube didn't want to be a Democrat, that he must be a Republican. And one of the quotes that was shared on the Black Diaspora channel owned by Phil, I forgot Phil's last name, but I like Phil a lot. He's a great guy. Is they basically had some guy from a place called Lead Report. I don't know anything about this platform. They said breaking: Hollywood star Ice Cube says Black Americans should ditch the Democratic Party. He never said ditch the Democratic Party. He also never said go be a Republican. He simply said, I don't understand why so many black people vote for the Democrats and the Democrats haven't done anything, right? When nothing's really changed in the black community. That still means you have the right to do whatever you want to do. And there's another quote somebody else put up where this guy says Ice Cube only shows up every 4 years to tell black people to vote for Republicans who are openly suppressing the black vote. Again, give me a yes or no. Did Ice Cube, have you ever seen Ice Cube say, go vote for the Republicans? Give me a yes or no. So we're going to go ahead and quickly prove that this person is not just a bad journalist, but they're a liar and they're probably some Negro operative for the Democratic Party. So Republicans who are openly suppressing the black vote, whitewashing, banning black history, and killing diversity, equity, and inclusion programs that support, let's see here, that support black folks. Hard pass. Okay. So, here's the thing. Look, when you're talking about all this, I'm not sitting here trying to say that Ice Cube has all the answers. I'm not trying to say that I have all the answers. What I'm trying to say is that I believe that the answers lie inside of you. I believe that you, Arterio, Calvin, Sharon, Charles, Coco, Darius, Maxwell, I believe you have the right to decide what's going to be best for your family. Like, seriously, give me a yes or no. Do you think Joe Biden is going to do what's best for his family? Give me a yes or no. Do you think Donald Trump is going to do best for his family? Do you think that Kamala Harris is going to take care of you or take care of her family first? Who do you think she's going to look out for? AOC, this other political superstar on the left. Do you think she's going to take care of you or her family? And I could keep going down the list. DeSantis, do you think DeSantis is going to take care of you or take care of his own family? Well, all these people that you're playing this game with are taking care of themselves. So here's what I'm saying. I'm gonna sum up my message. So, and I know it's gonna get misinterpreted. I know it's gonna get twisted because I know how this politics is. People would rather lie than confront the truth. I get it because I guess people don't look at the facts. I'm just here to say, do what's gonna make you happy, man. Do what's gonna be good for your family. And I think wealth is good for your family. I think wealth is gonna make you happy. I don't think symbolism has really done the job. And so one of the reasons I appreciate Ice Cube's move, I appreciate the fact he took on a lot of the Negro operatives from the Democratic Party. I'm glad he did that. And he can go back to rapping. Cube, if you're listening, it's good. Thank you, brother, for stepping in and helping out. And we're gonna take it from here, and you can come back in anytime you want to. I appreciate the fact that he took on these battles. He had respectful conversations with people who were not respectful to him, and he literally helped create a conversation that black people need to have. And I'm gonna also give credit to Charlemagne the God. I've talked to Charlemagne on many occasions. And even though Charlemagne is, he does things that sometimes don't make a lot of sense to a lot of people, there are some areas I can confirm to you where Charlemagne did a very good job of representing the interests of black people. When he did that interview with Joe Biden, he didn't do the interview the way Cardi B did it. Cardi B was just basically doing a simple softball interview that was going to keep her out of jail. Charlemagne asked Joe Biden questions that were so clear cut that Biden freaked out. That's when Biden got pissed and he ended the interview early. Y'all remember that? That's when he said, well, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. That's how they get triggered. Why? Well, because they can't really handle intelligent black people. That's why they only talk to idiots and rappers and basketball players and stuff like that. They don't want to talk to intelligent black people because intelligent black people will call you on your shit every time. Intelligent black people, we know that 2 plus 2 is 4. We're never going to believe that 2 plus 2 is 187, no matter how much you tell us that it hurts your feelings that it doesn't add up to 187. No, 2 plus 2 is not 187. 2 plus 2 is 4. And so intelligent black people are the ones that need a bigger voice. That's why I say this platform is for intelligent black people. I know some people get offended. If it offends you, then maybe that's not for you. Maybe either your awareness is not at the level it needs to be. Maybe your self-esteem is not at the level it needs to be. Maybe your culture is bad. Maybe you don't want to be intelligent. I get it. Maybe you think that being intelligent is acting white. I'm not saying that you have to go to college. I know a lot of idiots who went to college. I'm not saying you have to have all this formal education. I'm just simply saying you have to value intelligence. You have to value logic. You have to value strategic thinking. If you don't value these things, then this platform will only frustrate you. It will only frustrate you. And the best thing you could do is go somewhere where someone will feed the ignorance that you've been fed your entire life. Just go back to the matrix. You don't need to live outside the matrix because the matrix might be the place you're most comfortable. Everybody can do. I just need a few good men and women. I don't need everybody. I'm not trying to get everybody. I'm not a bridge builder. I'm not Barack Obama or something. I'm not that person that's gonna pull together the masses of black people and get them to all do the same thing. No, I just want a few good men and a few good women that understand that where we've been put to this point is absolute bullshit. I just want a few good men and a few good women who understand that if we don't level up, we're going to get our asses kicked. I want a few good men and a few good women who say, I don't want my children to suffer the way I suffered. I want a few good men and a few good women who are just sick of the nonsense, who don't want to continue the generational curses, who want to see black people win. That's it. So if you're in that category, then I love you. I rock with you. We can talk all day. You ain't got to be like me. You can disagree with me all day. That's totally fine. But Lord Jesus, I can't just sit here and live in the same purgatory that we've been in for the last 100 years. I don't want to do that. Let me tell you this. I'm a finish my point. Actually, before I make this last point, do me a favor. Could you please hit the thumbs up button? Thumbs up, share, subscribe. If you want to support a really good black-owned apparel brand, Madam President, Chanel Walker, she's a, a Hollywood writer, but she's 100% B1, and she's a friend of mine. I love her to death. And she has a great apparel line with, Nat Turner, Harriet Tubman apparel at the Freedom Company. So feel free to go take a look at the Freedom Company if you're interested in, she's got that real cool radical black stuff, and she's just super, super sweet. And she's the only person I know who's worked with Tyler Perry Studios. She worked at 50 Cent's organization. She worked at Oprah Winfrey's company, Ava DuVernay. So she's super talented. And the Freedom.Company is her apparel brand. And also, don't forget, the All Black National Convention happens October 20th in Atlanta. This is our first convention, actually. It's the biggest B1 gathering of people all around the world. This will be our 8th convention. We do this. There's no corporate sponsorship. So this is not Black Liberation brought to you by McDonald's. This is actual Black people that are coming together. They funded this, and we learn together, we grow together, we build together, we invite whoever the hell we want. And you also, the audience ranges from people like billionaire Mike Roberts and the CEO Jordan Brand, Larry Miller, all the way to people like Rizza Islam and others that we've had at the David Banner and Killer Myers convention, and just set off. And every year, using people in real estate, crypto, therapists, political. So if you'd like to join us, just go to allblacknationalconvention.com. We're going to be in Atlanta again this year. So I hope you'll join us there. Let me make the final point here. So y'all know I like to always talk about how much I appreciate my beautiful Black wife. And there she is. She's a therapist. And one of the things about my wife is that she's not just a therapist, but shout out to all smart. She reads 22 books a year. I'm not kidding. She literally will be in a mill reading books on the treadmill. I don't do things like that, but she does. And one book that she read times was a book about the conscious mind. And so every time I talk about a show that I'm watching, she'll connect me to the subconscious mind. And one of the things that she would probably agree with if she were here, I'm going to ask her next time I bring her on, is she would agree that Black people have been, your subconscious mind has been manipulated. Yes, if you agree that Black people have been psychologically manipulated like everybody, like nobody's been. Give me a yes if you agree that there are people who have a vested interest in the brainwashing of Black people to tame and under control. Give me a yes if you agree that there are people that use media to brain you, that use school system to brainwash you, that use propaganda to brainwash you, and then the next thing you know, we're all sort of sitting there like little soldiers and kind of doing what we're told as opposed to doing what we need. So one of the things that my wife was talking about is that the thing about the subconscious mind is that when you are in a place where you are stuck, when your subconscious mind and you can't grow, when you're living in a hell because you're making the same mistake over and over again, like you keep making the same financial, so you stay broke, or you keep making the same relationship mistakes over and over again, so you stay in bad relationships, stay unhappy. You keep on making the same mistakes. Community is still violent, broken families, still poverty, still struggling. You can't grow. You basically stay in purgatory. There are movies, like there was a Marlon Wayans movie where every Wayans family, they are a great example of how you Black wealth by helping out each other, helping out your relatives and your loved ones. Keenan cleared the path for the rest of the Wayanses, and that family is legendary for all the success that they. So that's an example. That's the kind I talk about in my book, The 10 Commandments of Black Power, is how your family is to $1 billion enterprise. But in this movie that Marlon Wayans was in, it was wedding day. Anybody see that movie where it was wedding day, and I think he was waking up naked wedding day or something like that. every day he kept having the same day over and over and over again. Every day end with him walking, getting ready to walk down the aisle. Then he would go back to sleep and wake up again, start the day over again, over and over and over again. Do y'all remember that movie? Give me a yes if you remember that movie. Really good. All the Wayans movies are good. I just love their humor. They're really funny. Message. Anyway, so in the movie, what my wife would say, this movie's all about the subconscious mind. What she basically said is that if you refuse to confront the thing that's holding you back, if you refuse to do the work necessary for you to evolve, then what's going to happen is you're going to continuously have the same experience over and over and over and over and over and over again until you learn the lesson that the universe had for you. Until you learn your lesson, you will always be just like in The Color Purple. Remember when she said, until you do right by me, anything you do is going to fail? Until you do right by yourselves, until you do right by the Black community, until you do right by other, everything you do will fail. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to be mad. You're going to have the same nonsense happening in your community, the same amount of violence and broken family, poverty and stress and frustration and everything else until you lesson, until you grow, until you get to grow. So what I'm for in general, I'm not looking for the clones. I'm not looking for operatives. I'm not looking to attract the masses. I'm looking for a few good men and women who are ready to do something different. For a few good men and women who really are tired of the nonsense, who are sick and tired of being sick and tired, who are ready to move forward. So if you're in that category, then we can work together. If you're not in that category, then I will simply pray for you and bless you and walk away. So that's my 2 cents, guys. That's all I got about this. Now I'm gonna head on out of here. Don't forget podcast. You can find it on Spotify. Just go to Spotify, look up Boy Watkins or the Dr. Boyce Breakdown. You can fit. Well, also, we have flashcards for kids. If your kids ahead on the wealth train, feel free to go get your flashcards.com, or you can look at our Black Business School for Children at blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. We teach kids real estate, entrepreneurship, all kinds of stuff. They can get a little certificate, and then they'll be certified in those areas. So have a good day, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. You guys soon. Take care now. Peace.